Well, the bats finally woke up tonight. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media to recap in tonight's second game of the doubleheader between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals as the Phillies defeat the Nationals by a final score of 8-2 as they settle with a doubleheader split and now have secured at least a series split against the Nationals. And guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So we collect our 85th win of the season over the Washington Nationals tonight. I mean, Kyle Schwarber with 2 home runs, number 43 and number 44 on the year. I think it's safe to say that he will finish the season with the top home run total in the National League. Pete Alonso, runner-up, currently with 40 on the year. And unfortunately, score update. Of course, the Marlins were up 2-0 over the Milwaukee Brewers, and it was 2-1. And unfortunately, now the Brewers have taken a 3-2 lead over the Marlins. Thanks a lot, Marlins. You guys are absolutely terrible. Thanks a lot for helping us out. They're just an absolute joke. Unfortunately, we don't have any control over what happens, in those other games. We have to worry about what we have to do. And that is to win baseball games. And I keep saying, the Phillies and Brewers are tied for the third wild card spot. They're not tied. We won the season series over them, so therefore we technically are ahead of them. You know what I mean? So it's technically not really a tie, even though it kind of is. As we get the scoring summary here in the top of the first inning, Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to right field, an absolute bomb, a lead-off home run. So 43 home runs now in the year at that time for Kyle Schwarber, and the Phillies now lead 1-0. So a nice Schwarber bomb. They come in bunches. We've seen that this year, am I right? So doing some damage against his former squad, of course. He was quiet the first game last night. Got that triple in the first game here this afternoon and hit 2 nukes here this evening in the nation's capital. So 1-0 Philadelphia. Then we pick it up here in the top of the second inning. Matt Veerling triples on a line drive the other way to right field. Gene Segura comes around to score, and it's now 2-0 Phils. So Matt Veerling with the second triple of the year gets the Phillies a nice 2-0 lead off of Tommy Rivero, who was not very good here tonight. Then we pick it up here in the top of the third inning. I tell you, he must have heard what I said. I guess he must have watched the clip, in the dugout on his phone, because Alec Boehm homers on a fly ball to left center field, a 2-run blast. Also scores Harp Boehm's 13th home run of the season, now 72 RBIs, and the Phillies now lead it 4-0. So Alec Boehm, I was really giving him a hard time in the first game recap. And how about that? He answers with a 2-run blast. So as I said, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. So good. I'm glad he proved me wrong. Nothing more to have these guys succeed. Rhys Hoskins very fired up, on the bench when that home run was hit. Then we pick it up here in the top of the third inning. Brandon Marsh joins in on the action as he homers on a fly ball to right field, a solo shot, his 11th of the season, and it's now 5-0 Phils. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Matt Veerling does it again as he homers on a line drive to left field, a 2-run shot. Also scores Gene Segura, Veerling's 6th homer of the season, and it's now 7-0 Phillies. So how about that? Matt Veerling with the triple and the home run. So now nice 7-0 lead over the Nationals. This felt so good because we were just so frustrated after getting blown out by them in the first game, and this just felt so good. Like, how do you like that? Look who's boss. And we pick it up here in the top of the fourth inning. He does it again as Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to center field. This time, I thought Victor Robles had a chance at that one, but it just kept carrying and carrying. That was Schwarber's 44th round tripper of the year, and it's now 8-0 Phils. So a commanding 8-0 lead. I mean, I already wrote on my, my Google Doc for the video description and on my Instagram, 85-73. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion that we were going to win this game. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Of course, anytime Christopher Sanchez is on the mound, runs will be scored. as Luis Garcia, who had a big first game, wasn't really there so much in the second game as much. Doubles on a sharp line drive the other way to left field. If the shift wouldn't have been on the right side of the infield, I think Album would have had a good chance of getting that one. But the vacated spot at third allowed that ball to get through as Josh Paliusos comes around to score, and the Nationals get on board now an 8-1 ball game. So that was Garcia's 22nd double of the season. And then we pick it up here in the same inning. Vargas grounds out the third third, as the throw to first was in time. But meanwhile, Luis Garcia came around to score on that one, and it's now an 8-2 ball game. So it's not the end of the world. I would have loved to have a nice 8-0 shutout, but it is what it is. We still won. A win is a win. So 85 wins down the year. That would be your final 8-2 Phils. They beat the Nationals and settle with a doubleheader split. They now secure at least a series split. They win tomorrow. Of course, they win 3 out of 4, which hopefully happens. As we get to take a look at the box score here, Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. 3 knocks here this evening. 2 home runs, 43 and 44 on the year. Also, Jaws, he walked in a big night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Very big night. An 812 OPS now, 89 RBIs. How about that? Kyle Schwarber. And Rhys Hoskins also collects a knock here this evening and also draws a walk. Still sits comfortably with a 251 average. Of course, that's always where he's going to hit around. And an 808 OPS. Of course, Derek Hall would later come in to take over for him at first base. He did not get an at-bat. But he was playing first base in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Bryce Harper, I mean, what in the world is going on with this guy? I mean, we're going against the bottom feeder, lousy Washington Nationals, and he's done nothing. We were going against the Chicago Cubs. He did basically nothing, of course, other than that RBI double. I mean, come on. What in the world's going on? We're not playing the Mets. We're not playing the Dodgers. We're not playing the Braves. We're playing the Cubs and the Nationals. I mean, 2 lousy baseball teams, and Bryce Harper has been absolutely terrible. I have nothing else other to say than that. So disappointing. His average now drops to 288 on the year. I mean, it was like well over 300, almost 330 when he came off the IL. He's just been dropping further and further. He's been a major disappointment. He was able to draw a walk tonight, but that was pretty much it. His OPS now drops below 900, now at 889. Alec Bohm, it was a big one, the 2-run blast to left field that, of course, did score Harp. So that ball was hit very well. So 72 RBIs now in the year for Alec Bowman. Brandon Marshall, it was a big one. The solo home run to right field, his 11th of the season. Of course, he's not really a home run hitter, so it's pretty rare. And Gene Segura also collects a knock here tonight as he got the start at second and scored 2 of the Phillies' 8 runs. And Bryson Stott collects a knock at short. Of course, he did make a throwing error. Threw it way over the head of Rhys Hoskins and into the stands. That wasn't very pretty. Matt Vierling had a big night tonight. Of course, he got the start out in right, and then, of course, he would move over to left field as Kyle Schwarber was taken out of the ball game. Of course, Dalton Guthrie in right. Matt Vierling, 2 knocks. Of course, it was the triple and the 2-run blast. Matt Vierling with a 244 average, almost a 250, and he now has a 646 OPS to go along with 6 home runs and 32 RBIs. This guy certainly has a lot of potential. I mean, there's no question about that. Garrett Stubbs gets to start behind home plate as JT Realmuto got the second game of doubleheader off, of course, as we will see him most likely again tomorrow afternoon. But who knows? I mean, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, which is just so annoying. We just want to see this Phillies team play. You know what I mean? This rain is just obnoxious. I hate to say that, though, because, of course, there was a lot of destruction down there in the Florida area. Of course, my prayers go out to those who were affected. Of course, I happen to know some people that were affected by it, and, it's a really unfortunate situation. Garrett Stubbs also draws a walk, and also struck out once as well. So the Phillies collect 10 hits on 8 runs. Of course, the Nationals got 6 hits on just 2 runs. The Phillies only struck out 3 times in this ball game, so certainly not bad at all. Go take a look at Noah Syndergaard. I mean, this is just making Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson look like a joke. The way that Noah Syndergaard pitched tonight was absolutely incredible. I just laugh. I laugh at the fact that they chose to keep Kyle Gibson in the starting rotation and put Noah Syndergaard in the bullpen. I mean, that was just a really, really dumb idea. I'm just going to say it. That was just not a smart decision. Noah Syndergaard, 5 2/3, 2 hits. Of course, he didn't allow any runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. A 3.94 ERA gets the win now, 10-10 on the year. So he was very, very solid here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I understand he walks Joey Meneses, and I understand Luke Voigt was coming up to the plate. First and second, 2 out, we're up 8-0. 8-0. Rob Thompson takes him out of the game. Why? Why in the world? It just is just weird. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I really don't. And we're up 8-0, but yet he's going to leave Kyle Gibson in the game. The first game of doubleheader, he's going to leave him in the game. You know what I mean? When we're losing big. I mean, it just makes no sense. I just don't understand it. Honestly, it's just befuddling to me. Why he took him out of the game. It didn't really matter. Of course, win is a win. Maybe he's just trying to preserve him. But he was pitching that well. I would have loved to see him go 7 innings. I would have loved to see him go 7 innings. The results are there. And if I see Kyle Gibson start one more game in the Phillies uniform, I'm gonna throw this hat on the ground. I'm just gonna lose it. You know why? Because it's just the results are just so clear, especially with what we saw today with them starting back-to-back games. Kind of Brogdon in the third of an inning as he went in there and collected that final out. And got Luke Voigt to fly out. And Chris Sanchez, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. All 2 were earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Things did get a little hairy there in the bottom, I think, but of course, we were up by such a large margin, I wasn't really too concerned. As I said, I would have loved to see a shutout, but it is what it is. That was a good time to use Chris Sanchez, so we really didn't have to dig into the, too much in the bullpen here today. You didn't have to see Fernando Dominguez. You didn't have to see David Robertson. None of those guys. And, Andrew Bellotti. You got to avoid seeing names like that, which is huge. So 1:35 the first pitch tomorrow afternoon. Weather permitting, Zach Lear 11-7 with a 2.92 ERA going against Patrick Corbin. Start licking your chops here, Phillies hitters. 6-18 with a 6.08 ERA. Now, granted, he hasn't been as bad as the last time we saw him, but he's Patrick Corbin, and you have to do the job you have to do against. You have to rock this guy, and hopefully the offense comes out swinging. I said in the first game recap, I said this offense needs to come out firing at all cylinders in the second game, and that is what they did, and that is why they won, because I think it just froze the Nationals. As I said, somebody commented on Instagram, I even said it on here too, the Nationals wore themselves out. Where were they in the second game? And they're like, 13-4, we really, really crushed them, and they did, but they were absolutely horrible in the second game, so I did not think that they would really do hardly anything. I did think we would win the second game, and sure enough, we did, because Noah Syndergaard actually knows how to pitch and actually knows how to execute his pitches, well. Unlike Kyle Gibson, who just throws cookies right down the middle part of the plate and just throws batting practice, basically. So unfortunately, the Brewers, of course, do play one more against the Marlins, and they have the Arizona Diamondbacks, which will obviously be a tougher opponent. So we just have to see the Brewers lose. So hopefully that will happen. And of course, we got the Houston Astros. So it's going to be tough. But if we win tomorrow, if the game is played, hopefully, then I think we're going to be in pretty good position no matter what Milwaukee does. And hopefully that can happen. But this is just so down to the wire. And this is when losing those really tight games and blowing leads, they all add up this time of year. They all add up. And I understand every team's going to have, blown leads, games they should have won, but you like to limit those. So currently in the top of the ninth, the Marlins do have a runner at first with nobody out, so maybe something can happen. I don't think it will. By the time you see this video, of course, the game will be over, so I assume that unfortunately, the Milwaukee Brewers will probably hold on to win the game, as there's going to be still a tie, technically, but as I said, it's really not a tie. We won the season series over them, therefore, we're technically ahead of them. So it's really not a tie. And the New York Mets are down to their final as we speak, as the Atlanta Braves are going to be in first place. How about that? They're going to be taking at least 2 out of 3, and they're going to be going for the sweep tomorrow. Wouldn't that just be insane that you see the Mets get swept? It's over. If they get swept tomorrow, it's over. Not officially, but wow. Of course, they're still going to be making the playoffs, but I would love to see that. Just as a Met hater like myself, I just would love to see them not get the first place spot in the division. I would love it. I just would love it. So hopefully the Braves do that. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia. Card text 267-225-3292. Email me, PhilliesHotStoveMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. 1:35 the first pitch tomorrow. Wheeler Corbin. Swing the bats. I'll see you guys.